Do you think that love is the most important thing for a strong relationship between a man and a woman? This is true in part, but in this case, the very concept of love must be clarified. Before falling in love, most girls prefer to check the bank account of their future boyfriend and assess his prospects for the future. What can you do? Women have such a desire to be rich from their youth, and if there are men who are able to pay for the love of the most beautiful and unique, then why not? So, is there still some love in this case? It doesn't matter whether it is the love of a person or love of money. Most importantly, it is good for everyone. In a world where everything is for sale, there is no room for sentimentality. So, who are these modern love buyers able to carry out many acquisitions, sometimes even wholesale? But before we get started, scroll through our Playboy list. Let's play my personal favorite game. This is a tactical 6 vs 6 multiplayer game called War Robots, where you're running around as a giant robot armed with the biggest and most powerful weapons to decimate your friends or your enemies. Hey, 70 million players that have installed it can't be wrong. This game rocks. The 3D graphics are amazing and the developers are constantly updating it with new robots and maps, so you're not going to be bored. Download War Robots by the link below and get a killer starter pack with a Griffin robot, 2 pin weapons, 2 Columbus weapons, 100 gold, and 400,000 silver. I'll see you on the battlefield. An American actor of Armenian origin, a playboy, a poker player, a failed Marine, and most importantly, a young millionaire, Dan Bilzerian, is the dream of many girls. What a boring set of characteristics, you say. You're wrong. This man is famous not only for fabulous wins in poker, but also for absolutely reckless actions, often on the verge of breaking the rules. According to his Instagram post, he is going to open the first global cannabis business in the near future. He once threw a completely naked porn actress into the pool from the roof of his mansion. She later sued the millionaire for a broken leg. In 2014, he tried to carry parts for making a bomb on board an aircraft in Los Angeles. Bilzerian himself says that he once had sex with 16 women for 12 days. A lot of weapons and a lot of bare female body. That's what he boasts in social networks and in life. Meanwhile, his fortune is estimated at about $100 million. Gianluca Vacchi, a dancing millionaire. The Italian Don Juan, lady killer, the owner of SEA, an eccentric man of attractive appearance, and first of all, famous for fiery dances on yachts, Gianluca Vacchi has everything necessary for the status of a rich man, including houses in Bologna, Milan, Miami, gyms, a helipad, a huge garden, and even a cryo chamber. The millionaire is in his 50s, but he doesn't feel like spending his evenings in a wheelchair in proud solitude. Despite the fact that he partied with his wife, Georgia Gabrielle, he has been repeatedly seen in the company of young girls. He is even credited with an affair with a new lover named Ariadna Gutierrez, although the Italian macho himself does not comment on this. A recent joint photo with the magnificent Gennaro Manilva made Vacchi's fans wonder who she is, the dancing businessman's new flame, or maybe his daughter. Tony Tautouni. This Iranian millionaire is a rebel like Dan Bilzerian. Moreover, he is a rival of the American actor in the number of photos and subscribers on Instagram. He also willingly demonstrates his achievements, such as cars, yachts, mansions, and private jets. Tony claims that he can buy any woman, as finance allows him to do so. You can never have enough girls and money, and he genuinely believes this. You can see how lucky he is in this matter by visiting the millionaire's Instagram, where the number of half-naked girls is off the charts. Tautouni is also known as the owner of a decent car fleet. Girls in bikinis and shiny cars make a good photo, don't they? In addition, he owns a collection of watches, elite alcohol, weapons, and the mandatory attribute of a successful millionaire, a whole bunch of money in a travel bag. It may be weird to show your millions to people around the world, but the 40-year-old rich man has the right to do so, right?
The birthplace of AIDS.
Bastian Yada and his wife are a strange couple. Or is this the ideal wife who has nothing against other girls? Luxury and luxury again. That's Bastian Yada's lifestyle in a nutshell. And do you know what makes him different from the previous guys? The fact that he is married. You heard that right. He's married to an attractive woman. At the same time, other girls, no less attractive, live in their house. How does he do it, you ask? Who knows? Perhaps it is because Bastian himself and his second half, Maria, are very fond of making noisy parties with 350-plus guests in their Hollywood Hills villa. Perhaps it is because Maria and her husband make a living selling drugs for those who want to lose weight, and a dozen girls in their house is just a way to promote their goods. Perhaps there is one more reason, which the spouses keep a secret on purpose. But whatever it is, one thing is certain. Bastian has a great time, as evidenced by numerous provocative pictures on Instagram. Hugh Hefner. Crystal Harris being 60 years apart is no hindrance. In September 2017, the founder of Playboy magazine died, leaving inconsolable his widow, Crystal Harris, who was 60 years younger than him. Their wedding was held at the end of 2012. It was celebrated with a grand party with lots of guests. That's what the founder of Playboy was always famous for. It is hard to say how inconsolable the widow was, but a few years before the wedding, she showed her character to her future husband. Having lived in Hefner's mansion for 3 years, she suddenly escaped, despite the fact that the millionaire had proposed to her. As the girl later said, she could not accept the fact that her fiancé was surrounded by other beautiful ladies in his house. However, Crystal then changed her mind and decided to get married to the rich old man to become a full-fledged mistress of his millions 4 years later. 26-year-old model Zinia Deli and 62-year-old Egyptian billionaire, happy opposites. The beauty from Moldova, the world-famous model Zinia Deli, has stirred the imagination of many men by showing some very revealing photographs. It was found that both Igor Creed and Justin Bieber were on her list, but the 26-year-old charmer gave her heart to 62-year-old Egyptian billionaire Osama Fatih Rabah Al-Sharif, owner of the company Emerald. According to the tabloids, they began dating in 2015, and it was no regular candies and flowers exchange. Envious people talk about such gifts as diamonds, a red Maserati, and private aircraft. Of course, you may not believe Xenia's sincere words that it was the sense of humor, intelligence, and excellent physical shape rather than the money that attracted her to an elderly man. As for the excellent shape statement, it is quite hard to argue with, as the oligarch is in excellent shape indeed. Their marriage ceremony took place on the Greek island of Santorini in June of 2014. Rumors had it that the girl's outfit alone cost the groom €1 million. Richard Lugner and 24-year-old Kathy Smits. He's almost 3.5 times older than her. Richard Lugner is another billionaire who opted for a girl who is 57 years younger than him. She is the 5th wife of this eccentric rich man. According to Richard, he was wondering whether he should marry Kathy Smits until the very last moment. However, he says despite that women are dangerous creatures, he still likes to fight them. Perhaps that is why he began his first battle with a luxury royal wedding and active participation in photo sessions in different magazines. As a result, he had so much fun that he announced that there would be no first wedding night with the bride because he was drunk. Nevertheless, according to many tabloids, the former model Kathy Smits made the right choice, as the Austrian rich man's fortune is at least $1 billion. Designer Roberto Cavalli and Lena Nilsson. Let everyone envy. Famous Italian fashion designer Roberto Cavalli had lived happily in marriage for 28 years when he decided to buy himself a new toy. Lena Nilsson, a young mistress, became the one who agreed to share her grief and joy with the elderly designer. Most recently, they have given the opportunity to numerous paparazzi to take pictures of their joint rest on the beach. Cavalli was his usual self. He did not hide from anyone, was not ashamed of his old body, and was proudly hugging his big-bosomed paramour. Let everyone envy was written on his face. If before Roberto said that he didn't admire women, today the 73-year-old designer is not going to hide his new attraction.
It never usually happens.
Really, it happens to me all the time.
Jenna Bentley, 21, and Ben Brown, 68. Of course, only exceptional love made the young Playboy model Jenna Bentley cater to every whim of the 68-year-old millionaire Ben Brown. Paparazzi, who themselves found difficult to focus on work and watching the erotic movements of the busty girl, caught this sweet couple on vacation in Hawaii. Sources say that nobody knew the girl until she became a companion of the famous rich man. So it is quite possible that candid photos were taken not by accident, but to gain fame. Marriage with a $64 million dog. Wendy Dietrich, the widow of the American millionaire Roger Docross, demonstrated an original way to become rich. Having suddenly died of heart failure, he left his wife with nothing but bequeathed a multi-million-dollar fortune worth $64 million to his dog, Maximilian. Mrs. Dorcas tried to solve the problem through the court, but all the claims were rejected. Therefore, the poor woman had no choice but to marry a dog. It turned out that the owner of the dog opened a bank account to his four-legged loved one and formalized all necessary documents confirming its American citizenship. That's how an American woman became the wife of a fabulously rich dog, after which she got full custody of it. That's it for now.